Alright, what's up guys? I thought I would make a video talking about the new Daredevil Born Again episode. I really liked this last episode, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It felt so different and it felt so in line with the Netflix series that I thought I had to talk about it. I was really gonna make a video about this after the series ended. I've heard a bunch of background stuff and I've heard that, this show basically got reworked so many times and it was basically a Frankenstein zombie of a series that they kept some of the old stuff, they kept some of the new stuff, and eventually, they had to add on a lot of stuff because Kevin Feige was like, oh no, you know what, this isn't working for me, so you have to go back to the writing board and work on something else because fans are gonna hate this shit. And we felt it. We felt it in the first 7 episodes, I would say. The first episode felt really good, but you could still feel bits of the old episodes in it. So, I understand. I understand whenever things have to change and stuff, but it really felt off. A lot of my friends were saying that the writing was good, this and that, but I could feel the cuts. I could feel the ADR, and I could feel the bits of the old show, if you know what I mean. If you feel the same, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, this last episode was really good, bro. I thought they did amazing. I thought they did an amazing job bringing together all the storylines and connecting them in this last episode. The parallels between Fisk's relationship with Vanessa and Matt's relationship with I forget her name, but I'm gonna put it right here. But yeah, it was really good because Fisk was being honest with Vanessa, and he showed her his deepest, darkest secret that he wanted to keep from her. And Matt ended up lying to his partner again. And I know she's eventually gonna find out that he's Daredevil, but dude, this was the time to do it. And I feel like with this Bullseye episode, like, it was so good. I felt the Netflix series in it, and I felt the tone was really different from the other ones. The writing was really good, and it felt like this episode was made, like, single-handedly made to be this episode. Like, it doesn't feel like other episodes put together and, smashed together. So that's what I liked about it, and I'm really glad they're bringing back the old cast, because I saw, some leaks in the internet. You've probably seen it by now, but that Karen's coming back in season 2. He has the Shadowlands suit, and I think it's awesome, bro, that they're really adapting storylines in the comics, and they're taking bits and parts of every single one and putting them into one series. I was really mad whenever they did what they did with Muse, because I read that comic and I know the potential to that character, and I knew it was not gonna be exactly to the point of Muse in the comics, because they can't. It's a Disney show at the end of the day, but I didn't like what they did. I didn't like how they used them, basically just to get the story forward and to add more layers to Matt, because I feel like that character should have stuck around for a while, dude. You could have done a whole season based on him, and what, we saw him twice? But this last episode, I'm glad that I reserved my opinion until these last 2 episodes, because I feel that season 2 is gonna ramp things up, and I feel like it being a Born Again storyline, dude, it's freaking awesome. Like, I love what they did this last episode, and it gives me hope. It gives me hope to see what's to come. But with these last few episodes, I was just really disappointed, and I was like, damn, Marvel is going down the wrong direction again. And I was looking at the numbers for this show, and like, the viewership wasn't there. Like, people noticed that this was, yeah, not good. They probably didn't notice, but they didn't like it enough to stay and stick around and watch the whole series. So with that being said, there was bits of the series that I really liked, and you could feel the direction changing, and I felt that they did a good job, explaining and justifying certain things that happened. But there's some parts where it's just laughable, like whenever he realized that Muse was going after his partner by feeling the paintings and the texture of the blood and stuff. Like, it felt rushed, and it felt like it happened, like, all that was shot for that episode was shot the same week. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, oh yeah, look, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. And I feel like the Muse character overall felt pretty flat, and I shared my opinion on the internet, and I didn't think that people were gonna actually agree with me, because most of the people don't read comics like that. They're just Marvel fans. But that line of comics, bro, for Daredevil, like, it was freaking awesome. I would really suggest you to go check it out. I'm gonna put a video up here of Comics Explained in for that specific comic run. But if you guys want to go, like, buy the issues yourself, I always encourage people to go buy comics, to go support comics, go check out the source material, because at the end of the day, I am a comic book channel and I have a couple comics. There's a couple of storylines that I really go out and buy and go out of my way to try and follow because they're that good. Like, there's some DC Comics runs right now, like Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman. I have a live coming on that with one of my friends. I'm gonna put his at right here. But yeah, bro, like, I really like this last episode, and I was just really making this video to express my feelings on that. I didn't want to go into too much detail because I want to do another video breaking down what happened during this season and what kind of like comics we're taking as inspiration, and like the little references that you might not have, but I like the realization of the characters, like the story weaving together and building up to this 8th episode, even after they had a whole show planned out and Kevin Feige said, you know what, go back to the drawing board, because they did a good job at doing that in this last episode. I think the Bullseye character has so much potential and he's so underused in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I feel like he has enough connections to do a lot of things in the movies, because I know he had a connection with Mysterio at some point. I know he had a connection with Punisher. I know he's one of Matt's greatest enemies. He has a connection with Elektra. But like I said, go check out those comics for yourself because I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, I mean, all I want to say is that I'm excited for this last episode, and I hope season 2 really ramps things up, and I hope that it just gets better and better from here. Because at the end of the day, I want that dopamine to hit me, because I want to enjoy this media stuff. And recently, dude, it's just been ass after ass after ass, and I'm so sorry, to describe it that way, but dude, like, the Marvels, Miss Marvel, I watched that show and I watched it with my parents and they enjoyed it. But dude, it's after me rewatching it 3 times, because I rewatched it once by myself, once with my girl, and then I watched it again with my parents, and it makes me see the cracks in it, and it makes me see how much of nostalgia plays into it, with the little theme song of like the X-Men and stuff. And I feel like we should have gotten more X-Men by this point, but that's a whole video in itself. Right now, let's focus on Daredevil. And yeah, bro, like, I felt whenever they said that Daredevil was coming back, it was pure excitement for me. I really thought, dang, they're gonna tap into these darker tones. They're gonna do some other street level stuff, and I would have loved the street level movie with Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Punisher. But at this point, Sony's not gonna let them do that, and I know that. So I just choose to be okay with what I get. If it's good, if it's not good, I'm gonna spread my opinion, and I don't care if I get flamed on the internet. I didn't like Brave New World for shit, bro. That movie was garbage, and I saw it for the Frankenstein monster that it was. I knew everything that was going on behind the scenes. I knew all the rewrites. I knew all the reshoots. Giancarlo Esposito going out and saying that he was gonna go do some reshoots and stuff. But I don't want to spread negativity, bro. At the end of the day, I want them to thrive. I want them to do good. And they don't even give me that dopamine anymore to make videos talking about stuff like that. As soon as I saw this Daredevil the last episode of Daredevil, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna make a video on it because I'm that excited. I'm that excited for season 2. I'm that excited for the finale. So I really hope it doesn't fall into a generic finale. I mean, at the end of the day, we do have season 2, and I hope it ends on a good cliffhanger that makes this season feel resolved, but also makes us want more. I know the Punisher special is gonna come around too. I'm excited for that, and I'm excited for it to be the R-rated version of Punisher. I'm excited to see its backstory. I'm excited to see everything that Marvel has coming. I really want them to do good because I don't want Doomsday to be just this one-off movie that nobody likes because it's just nothing but nostalgia baiting and shock factor. I hate that. I hate that in movies, and I hate that in comic book media. That's why I'm a little excited for the Superman movie, because it's a fresh start, and in charge of that fresh start is a guy that knows comics. I mean, I don't care about I don't really associate people with media. I mean, I try to watch the media, not think about the people making it, but you know, I know a lot of people feel a certain type of way with Gunn, and I understand that. But why don't people understand that comic book accuracy coming back is the way to go? Is the way that you're gonna get the fans in? Because trust me, if they adapt the storylines how they're adapted in the comics, then you wouldn't even think twice about watching these, because there's some awesome stories in the comics, and I'm gonna put some up, at the end of this video so you could check out, because I don't really like hyping them up too much without you having, the source material to back it. So I want you guys to experience what I experience whenever I watch them. So yeah, with that being said, I mean, that's it. That concludes my video. That's all I wanted to say today. And thank you for anybody that's watching. Thank you for anybody that might be stopping by. And if you're enjoying the show, let me know. If you think I'm wrong about certain stuff, if you think I'm wrong about episode 1 through 7, let me know down in the comment section below. What do you like? What don't you like about the series so far? So I know there's going to be a season 2. So I want to know your guys' predictions about what season 2 is going to do. I want to know your guys' predictions about how he gets the Shadowland suit, or how he even gets to that point. We're going to get the double D in his chest. So Marvel's listening. Marvel's listening, and they're changing stuff up. And I know these past few sagas don't seem like it. This past saga didn't seem like it. And I know these past few phases didn't seem like it. But they went through a lot. And they went through a lot of executive changes. So I try to understand. And at the end of the day, Marvel media is never going to die, because they eventually have to make a change, and they have enough source material to put out good movies. So, and yeah, I'm just gonna remain optimistic, and it might backfire in my face like it has been over the past few, movie series, and I want them to prove me wrong. I feel like everybody at this point is waiting for that, and I'm hopeful. So, thank you guys. That'll be it for this video. Go ahead and subscribe, leave a like if you like it. And yeah, I mean, this has been your boy Rojo. Peace.
Nosotros somos de barrio, ahora somos los dueños de la esquina. La prendo y brille.